Well, good morning, Bryon. We're here with Bryon Powell, editor of iRunFar, probably the most quoted trail running blog online in the world. Well, congrats, Bryon, on the achievement. No easy task. Now, you're here for Ultra Trail Mont Blanc once again.
Yes, third year in a row I'm here covering the race.
If you were to sum up Mont Blanc, what makes it special in just a few words?
Well, we could look that way. It's cloudy, but the mountain itself, the mountain itself is very special. I think anybody who has seen it would say the same. But it's also the culture of the area. There's such a mountain culture, so that you go into one town or the next town, a little place, and there's just hundreds of people there, and that energy is something that's very special.
I would concur. I mean, the atmosphere here, it's something I've only seen at Segama, perhaps.
That's the only other race I've seen it at, yes.
All right, and I think there are many similarities, more and more by day, between the North American trail runners and the European, but still there remain some differences which are interesting to see.
Yes.
What would you perhaps point out?
I mean, one is, I think, just the difference in the trails makes a difference in the trail running community. I mean, here we'll go to Spain and to Zegama and see the Spaniards descending, or the Italians, and they're very good at very steep technical descending, and you can find some of that in the United States, but most of the trails are much less steep. They're much more gradual, and I think that's just a big difference. It makes a different style of trail running. Sky running here is very natural, that concept, where in the U.S., I mean, if you were just to look at a geographic map of the U.S., there's a lot of flat area where you couldn't have that if you wanted. So.
Well, thank God for Colorado.
yeah. What's interesting, I think, is there's a difference in maybe the strengths and weaknesses of the runners, but the same spirit is there, and I think we've seen it more and more. And you've seen a highlight of somebody like Killian, who's spending time with the Americans, and it's happened when it was at Transvolcania, we had all of the Americans and the Europeans together. There's a real camaraderie and a real the spirit is the same, so I think that's very special to be highlighted. People talk about it being U.S. versus Europe. It's not. You can talk about it, but they're all such good friends that it's an international family.
And hopefully, as time goes by, we will have, a higher blending of the abilities of ones and the others.
Yes.
I would think so.
I think it's going to happen, yeah.
I think we're going to see far more technical routes in the States coming up.
Yeah.
I think there are places where you can put up scary routes, definitely. Yeah. We've seen some funny videos at Mount Olympus with Garrett Campbell, the Grand Teton by Anton and Killian. And
one of the problems, though, is, I mean, we talk of the cultures being slightly different, and maybe just there being steeper trails here. I wouldn't say better mountains, just steeper trails. But part of the problem is, or part of the difference is, in the U.S., the organizations that are in control of the mountain, they're not going to allow you to race to the top of Grand Teton. And that there's many places like that where if it's very technical, they just won't let you put 400 people there. So it's more of a challenge than it seems.
Okay, well, hope you enjoy your trip to Europe.
I will, as always.
And let's see you again, okay?
Ciao.